Hey, Mike here. I took the boat out on the lake the other day, and it was super stormy. It was an SS Minnow moment. We had water coming over the bow. It was pretty crazy, and at the same time, I had this bimini top on here. So I wasn't sure, but it felt like I was having power problems, and it felt like the thing was not getting fuel. So since I replaced all the fuel lines, cleaned out the entire fuel cell, I was thinking there's probably a filter in here, and this could have some junk in it, which could have been why I was feeling like it was struggling for power while I was coming across the lake. Before I take it out again, I want to pull this off of here and see. Did I get a big enough wrench? My gosh, this is too big. Let's see if I can get this off of here. There we go. Could probably have a little bit of fuel coming out, maybe not. All right, there's the fuel line. Looks like there is a screen there. Huh, well, it looks pretty good. But how do you really know? I don't see any large chunks of debris, but let's see here. There's my little ring. Washer. Okay, well, oh, this is my spring. Thought there would be a spring in there. I was really hoping for something to fall out of there, a chunk of something, but that's not the case. And I don't see anything packed into here. And I don't really know if I'm supposed to see light through this or not. So what I might do is just run a little fuel through this and see if it comes out. Hey, I thought of something else to check on this fuel system. I did not find any debris in this little filter that's in the carburetor. But I was thinking about the fact, since I replaced all these fuel lines, that maybe there's some junk stuck between the carburetor and my fuel pump. And there's a piece of rigid fuel line here, and there's a right angle fitting here, and I could just see that stuff could possibly be stuck in there. So what I'm gonna do is I've hooked a piece of fuel line here and just stick it into a bottle. And I've disconnected my coil wire, the wire out of the center of the distributor cap, and I went ahead and put this little cover over here because I don't want this to arc on anything. You don't want any sparks going around when you're dealing with gasoline. And I'm just gonna turn the motor over for a little bit, and I'm gonna pump a little bit of fuel into this bottle and see if I get any debris or junk. And then after I do that, I'm gonna check the bowl and see if there's anything in the fuel pump bowl. I've been into this fuel pump bowl before. Typically, there's supposed to be a paper element filter in there. This one does not have the filter. And through some of the research I've done, I guess some people take those out because they figure there's a filter here. There's a filter between the fuel pump and the fuel tank. That is a water gas filter, and it catches debris. So I've heard that people take these out. I might put the element back in here if I can find one, but for now, there's nothing in there. So I'm going to turn this over really quick, and we'll see if it's any junk that comes out that could have been causing flow problems between the fuel pump and the carburetor. So I'm all set to go. I've got my fuel line set up here into a tall bottle, clear glass, and I've got my coil, so it won't fire up, but it'll just crank over. It'll crank the fuel pump, and we'll get fuel in there. Oh, left the key on. Okay, I got some fuel here. Left the key on for a minute, okay. And I've got some junk in here. It would never probably show up on the camera, but I do have some little pieces of debris in here. And just as a reminder, I completely cleaned the fuel tank out. There was nothing in there. It's all new fuel lines, a brand new filter. So this is junk that was trapped in here. So that's good news. I got that out. And we'll take a break. I'm going to take if I have any debris in my bowl here. So I removed the bowl from the fuel pump and I dumped that fuel into this little clear cup. And there's a bunch more junk that was down in here. So take a look in here and you can see the debris. That's all the junk that was trapped between the carburetor and the fuel pump. So now I feel better that I've cleaned out my fuel system from end to end. So we'll put this back together and we'll get back on the lake and see what happens.
All right, I'm out on the lake and I've been running the boat out. It's a little bit of wind today, but not a lot. And since flushing out that fuel line between the fuel filter and the carburetor, I feel like it made a significant difference. So it's running good. I had to lean it out a little bit and kind of play around with the idle. And I really think a carb rebuild would be good because I'm not getting the incremental responses that I think I should get from the mixture adjustments. I just did a little experiment out here and I had a hard time getting over 3,000 RPMs with the bimini up. That being said, I still feel like this boat lacks some power. All right, I want to check in one last time on this little shakedown ride. I'm pretty excited right now. So it's been running good. I've been running around, turning it on, turning it off, different speeds, and it's been doing good, but just not great. I just felt like I'm lacking power. Now I leaned it out a half a turn on each side before I left the dock. Because it's been running rich, I'm getting a lot of soot and garbage on the transom. So I know it's running too rich, it smelled too rich. So I leaned it out half a turn each side and it was running good. So I put the bimini back on, which creates a little more of a load, and it starts backfiring through the carburetor. It's like, gosh, okay. So I think I need to advance the timing. So I just advanced the timing. I brought the RPMs up, and I don't know how many degrees I advanced it. I don't have a timing light here on board, but it sounded really good and smooth. So I said, that feels good. I tightened it down and I just ran the boat with the bimini on and it just blows out of the water. This thing is like night and day different. Bimini up, I was doing 3,800 RPMs. I was going faster than I even felt like I needed to go on this water right now. So I'm getting close. I'm really excited. I just want to share this. I mean, if you have these kind of problems, you got to work through fuel and timing, and that's what I'm toying around with. And I feel like I'm really close, if not there. I know I can ski behind the boat now. It feels great with the bimini up. All right, thanks for listening.